you got going on in life, with all the responsibilities that we already have in place, how can I make this work for me? Well, sit back, be in position to take some notes because he's one of the best in the entire company on breaking this down. And I love the fact that I can have him on the team. I mean, more blessed I can have him as my brother, but he's already a four-star executive director, Mr. Richard Hart. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What man, y'all just gotta understand how this works in our lives. I can't think of
Oh,
someone that I have more respect and admiration for how he goes about building himself as a businessman, as a father, an entrepreneur, just always willing to try something. But most importantly, the thing I love about my brother, he'll give you his last to make sure to help people know how to avoid the traps that we fell into. So before I jump in with tonight's training, if you're taking notes, write down in your notes, appreciating your number one asset. Appreciating your number one asset. If you're not taking notes, grab a piece of paper, a napkin, or something and put that in your notes, appreciating your number one asset, because that's how wealth is created. But think about this. Wealth is not created by making more money from a job. Point blank, period. Will having more money from a job help? Yes, absolutely. Having more cash flow helps lubricate everything. But when it comes down to it, it's your assets that make you wealthy. Well, we need a definition for an asset. Richard, what's an asset? Don't be too nerdy. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. Everybody say that. An asset is something that puts money in your pocket.
an
Asset
asset
is
is
put money
something
in your
that puts
pocket.
more money back into your pockets.
An asset is something that puts money in your pocket. Now, let me ask you a question, and I bet I'll give you a different answer than your banker would. What's your biggest asset right now? What's your number one asset?
Taxes.
No,
I mean,
not their
no,
asset. That's the government's biggest asset. That's
it's
their
government
guaranteed
tax.
stream of income. If you got some money, they got money.
Money.
Your home,
The bank would say your home is your biggest asset.
your grandchildren.
I would say your grandchildren are your biggest liability. They take money out of your pocket all day, every day. Let me cheat ahead. Let me cheat ahead so that you know where I'm going. You are your biggest asset. Your ability to think, create, innovate, and spread the word is your number one asset. You are the person that's created all the money you've ever had. Does that make sense? Now, here's the challenge. Most people don't learn how to appreciate themselves. And I'm going to use the word appreciate in both of its terms. Appreciate is a common word. When somebody says, I appreciate you, it means thank you. Yes?
Yes.
I sure appreciate you is a common phraseology between my brother and other people. ISHOPREESHACHA. I sure appreciate you. That's how you say it when you're country.
That's
I
one
really
word.
thank you. But here's the other thing. Appreciate also means add value to. Appreciate means add value to. If you put some money in the bank and the value of the money in the bank increases, that's called appreciation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, at the same time, there's a reverse to appreciation. What's that called?
Depreciation.
Depreciation. When you get a car, brand new, shiny, smelling clean, drive it 10 miles off the lot, worth less than when you bought it. That's depreciation. So we're going to learn to appreciate our number one asset. And if you're here today, I make the assumption at some point you've seen an overview, a video, gotten some information about what we do with MWR. But what stops most people isn't the MWR success system, is the traps that have been set up in our minds. And for whatever reason, when people see what we do, Chuck, I've only ever heard 4, maybe 5 reasons that somebody sees what they just saw and says, I'm not going to do it. Somebody will say, I don't have the money. I don't have the time. I don't understand everything. What else? I don't believe it. Or is that a pyramid? Anybody got anything? Put in the chat if there's anything else other than that holding you back mentally. Because in order to drive this success vehicle, you got to get yourself in a mental state to understand what we got our hands on and who you are and whose you are. Make sense? Rick, you sound awful excited. Break it down. Break it down. By the way, here's me. I do have actual slides to go with this. Let me stop for a second, make sure that was the mode I wanted to share in. So we going side by side. Let's do that. I want to stay with you. I want you to see my eyes as we go through this, because I want you to be able up front to handle your own internal objections about what we do and make sure that it makes sense for you. Because here's the reality. If you think about the MWR business, the Make Wealth Real franchise model, and what our team of experts have done for us and allow people to do, you would never look at business the same. Here's the problem, Chuck. Most people have never been invited to start a business. They've had to beg for a job, had to ask for a promotion, but have not been put in a position where they could start a business and pay and promote other people. Does that make sense? So most people don't have a frame of reference for how to even know what a successful business model looks like. If you're an entrepreneur, here's what you know. If you solve problems for people, you can make a profit. And with MWR, what we have is a complete cash flow system. This is the only business I've ever seen. So when somebody says, I heard about something like that, I know about something like that. No, you haven't. Not if you hadn't heard it from us, and not if you hadn't heard it this year. Because we got the only system that allows you to increase your cash flow, meaning we put more of the money that you already made back in your pockets, getting it back from taxes, banks, big business, credit cards, auto manufacturer, payday loans, all that, right? We increase your current cash flow. We create new cash flow by making a stream of money that comes into your house without you having to go out and work. Does that make sense? And then we take both of those streams, the new money that we create together, the new money that you get back from taxes, and multiply that cash flow in vehicles that most people, is not that they don't exist, is that only wealthy people knew about them. Like Pia, before Pia knew about precious metal, she didn't know that she would be a bank depository and businesses would be borrowing money from her. But now through that silver investment, she has money flowing to her. And then you get a way to protect the cash flow from all the things that could take money away from us. So in short form, let me recap why this is a perfect business. Because if you think about what one problem does everybody have? 99% of Americans have a cash flow problem. They don't have enough cash to flow through from one month to another. Yes?
Yes.
So first things first, most people want to own a business that can pay for itself. Yes or yes?
Yeah.
Why is a business better than a job? Well, it's willable, it's sellable, it's transferable. But then by doing that, you can be your own boss, which gives you control of your time and your income and allows you to work from anywhere. How many of you would love to be making money here in Atlanta, Georgia, but be sitting on the beach in Dubai?
Yeah.
Love to be making money while you're asleep, but your money's going up because your money's making money. You get to reduce your taxes and stay ahead of inflation. Has anybody noticed that inflation seems to have picked up even more here recently? Now, what that means is the dollar, the value of what you can buy with a dollar is going down while most people's income isn't going up. Eggs is crazy right now. But then this same business, same set of experts in the same investment speeds up debt acceleration. Pia and Javon both talked to us on the last call we were on, Chuck. Javon's been debt free, and Pia went from 44 years down to 5, and she's in the 5th year.
Nice.
Now, once you're out of debt, that gives you the cash flow to speed up your investments and how fast your investments make money. There's better rates of return than what's at the bank. Does that make sense? And if you got faster investments and no debts, then you can accelerate your retirement. And imagine this, even after you're retired, hadn't been working, you get paid daily. We got both immediate income. I'm going to talk about our upfront income plan and residual income. You get paid month after month, year after year for the life of your business, not the life of you. Residual income. And we get the power of leverage. Now I'm gonna pause for a second because that's a lot. Take a screenshot of just this right here. If you don't understand anything else about anything I say today, just understand that this is the blueprint for what most people look for when they say they want to build a business. The problem is we just have been trapped into thinking that it's not possible. Am I making sense so far?
Yep.
Right. So here, let me pause for a second and say, when it comes to what our business does. There's a book out there called Brilliant Compensation. It's by Dr. Charles King and Tim Sales. Brilliant Compensation. I think you can even find it on YouTube. Look it up separate from this. By the way, they don't work for MWR. I don't think they even know MWR exists. But Dr. Charles King was the first person to study this business model and identify it as the wave of the future, as a way that a common person working could learn to build a business, teach the things they learned, and the more successful they were in helping other people, the more money they made. Am I making sense? Because if you think about just this concept, think about it from this point of view. When it comes to what we do, our investment, our overhead, what it costs to get started in this business, normally, because I know we got some special things happening right now that are about to end, but $249 total investment, $149 monthly overhead. Yes?
Yep.
Anywhere from $15,000 per day. You can earn up to $15,000 a day, $5.4 million per year doing this. Like what I'm doing, talking on the computer. Ain't nobody hitting my body. Ain't got to run fast or jump high. I'm just teaching people a concept that makes sense. Get paid every day. You get paid long-term residual pay for things that you already did. And then you got a team of experts to help you build a portfolio income. What does that mean? It's fancy words, so they build you a money machine. What's a money machine, Rick? It's a machine where I put money in and money comes out. And then you get all that plus a team of experts to protect you from taxes, divorce, disability, all the things that go negative. When people say, what did Biggie say, Chuck? More money,
Give one more chance.
more money, more problems. No, what about more money, no problems? Right? Because here's what's good. This is what I love about this business, different than the other businesses I've started, because this is not my first business. Anybody ever started a business before?
Yep.
Matter of fact, imagine in this business, you have no employees. Nobody works for you. Everybody's in business for themselves. You got no accounts receivable. Nobody, you don't owe anybody anything but the maintenance of your site. You have no accounts payable. When you get paid, you don't have anybody that you have to pay. You don't have any physical inventory. You ain't got no boxes of stuff packed up in your basement. And you got a team of experts. Put that in your notes. A team of experts to do the work, that most people, not only do they not want to do, if you left it to them, they couldn't do it. That makes sense? That's a win, right? Because think about just in terms of principles of business. When you are looking for a business, any business, here are the 4 things that our daddy taught us to look for. Oh, by the way, our daddy, Richard Harden, was a businessman our whole lives. I only knew he worked for somebody because the dictionary in our office had A.F. Smith on it. And I said, Daddy, who is A.F. Smith? That's my old boss from my old job.
That took the man boss.
Took the dictionary with him. But if you think about just this idea, whatever business you go into, it's got to be a huge and expanding market. Like if we were getting on this Zoom to talk about going into the vinyl record business, we'd all need to get off this Zoom. That makes sense? But if you got a place where you're in a huge and expanding market, you have a unique consumable product, meaning they can't just go to Walmart and get what you got, because sooner or later they'll be tired of coming to you. They'll just go to Walmart. You got to be at the right place at the right time. Timing is everything. Put that double underline it. Timing is everything. And then you got to have leverage. Because here's what's true. Most of us are taught to be leveraged and to have to do it all ourselves. Anybody ever been taught you got to do all the work yourself? It's one of the biggest lies they sold us in school. They said you can't look on somebody else smarter's paper. That's cheating. That's being a copycat. In business, you find out that that's role modeling. It ain't nothing wrong with copying as long as you copy the right cat. But so so if you take those things, huge expanding market, unique consumable product, timing, and leverage, those are 4 principles if you're going to start any business. It doesn't matter if it's MWR or something completely different. And if you think about it, what drives every business is trends, right? I mean, think about the age that we're in right now, where we've got this whole AI driven marketplace. Well, what drives AI? Data and the internet. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Well, think about this. Over the next 20 to 40 years, these are projections that they have on what people are looking for. Health is up there at the top. How many want to be healthier than you are?
Mm-hmm.
Looking younger. Yes, I still want to look younger than I am right now.
You know
Retirement
that's right.
issues. Retirement issues. Did I say retirement issues?
Yep.
Wills and estate planning. What am I going to do? And what are they going to do when I'm gone? Security and money. Having enough money left to live the rest of our lives, and then efficiencies, making life easier. Have you noticed a trend here? Do you know that 4 out of the 6 next big trends are a part of what we do with MWR? And I mess around and venture to say and make it 6 out of 6, because you know, if you got enough money, you can look younger and be healthier.
True. Very true.
Here's what I want. Here's the challenge with our mentality in our community. And I say our community because I'm looking at the faces on this Zoom and I know where we come from. And we're taught to know the value of nothing but the price of everything. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My son can literally quote me the price of the last 10 pairs of Air Jordans. Meanwhile, he ain't played basketball in 10 years. Not for real. Value versus price. Here's what Robert Kiyosaki, like if you think about value versus price, the value of what we do is unlimited. It's infinite. There's infinite possibilities to how well this could work for lots of people, but it doesn't cost a lot. But Robert Kiyosaki is the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Oh, by the way, he has another book that a lot of people don't know about. It's called The Second Chance for Money. Second Chance by Robert Kiyosaki. But he said, if I had to do it all over again, rather than building an old style type of business, I'd have started building a network marketing business. Why, Robert? If you ask in an interview in his book, The Business School for People Who Like Helping People, that's another one. That's another good read. Business School for People Who Like Helping People. He said, it's all about the power of leverage, meaning if you think about, this is a model from Robert's cash flow quadrant. And he divided the world up into 4 quadrants when it comes to money. And you got to ask yourself, which quadrant or quadrants are you in right now? And what quadrants do you want to leave in? Does that make sense? Says that most people are taught, because of the way that our educational system works, most people are taught to be an employee and have a job. Yes?
Yep.
And if you're ambitious, if you're good at a job, they're taught to go out and become a lawyer or a doctor so that they own a job and become self-employed. Yes?
Yep.
Problem with each side of those, the employee and with being self-employed, is there's only one source of effort. But with being a business owner where you own a system and a system of people that work for and with you, or an investor where money is making money, this is the leverage side of the cash flow quadrant. So I was in an event the other day with Les Brown. He said, you got to live your life the way you want to leave your life. And if you want to stay on the side of the quadrant where your money is limited to the amount of time that you can physically work, you'll leave your life with nothing left behind. But if you start a business system, if you understand that leverage only comes from people at work and money at work, then you put yourself on the other side. There's a ton of people talking about this. David Bach in The Automatic Millionaire, Paul Zane Pilsner in The Next Millionaires. He talks about the vast amount of new wealth that's being created over the next 10 years. What he doesn't talk about is the amount of poverty that's being created at the same time as the wealth gap gets bigger, because the rich get richer by investing in investments and the poor get poorer by investing in some, Chuck, I think I'm developing Tourette's. I might be starting to cuss too much. Something's happening in my brain. But here's what you got to do to be successful in this business. I say these are keys to success in this type of business, but this is keys in life. You got to be willing to open your mind to learn something new. Put this in your notes. If you knew everything that you needed to know to create wealth, you'd be wealthy already. Yes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Point number two, I want you to know it's not easy. It's simple though, and it's easier than what we were trying to do before. The third one, every day, rid yourself of stinking thinking. What's stinking thinking, Rick? You know, it's some people that just rub off, that exude negative. Anybody ever met somebody so negative if they walk into a dark room, they'll develop into a picture?
Right.
Yep.
Listen, you got to let that stuff go. It's too many people out here talking about people. It's still people walking up to me talking about the Kendrick Lamar show. That was last week. And that, by the way, he's still getting paid now from music that he performed last week that he did 20 years ago. He has residual income.
Mm.
Stop talking about people. We got to start talking about ideas and money. That's the table to sit at. Make sense?
Yeah.
Question so far. I know I'm going fast. But as we rid ourselves of the stinking thinking, just understand that wealth is a mindset. And when I say mindset, mindset is like the thermostat at your house. You know the difference between a thermostat and a thermometer?
Mm-hmm.
Tell them, Chuck.
Thermostat. Oh, go ahead. Go
You
ahead,
said
Steph.
Chuck. Go ahead.
Don't
A
give up, Steph.
thermostat is something you set the temperature on to raise the temperature up and or down based off what you want. A thermometer is something that uses mercury, that tells you actually how hot or cold a room is.
Perfect. Perfect. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to set your mind like that thermostat. What are we setting our minds on? On wealth creation. What does wealth creation require? It requires us creating a way to have money come independent of our individual effort. Does that make sense? Now, why is that hard to do, Chuck? Well, it's because we were raised with linear thinking. Anybody ever been taught time is money?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Time is money. Listen here, that's a lie straight out the pit of hell. Time is not money. Time is time, and money is money, and time is more valuable than money.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the only currency that we get a renewed supply of every day, but we never know what our current balance is. You don't know when that last breath coming.
Mm. That's good.
So as we start setting our minds on wealth and wealth creation, here's what we got to understand about the world that we live in. Like right now, do me a favor. From this map, just put in the city that you're in so that I can see what our percentages look like. Because according to the Direct Sales Association, that's the organization that governs all of the legitimate businesses. Notice I'm talking about legitimate businesses, where people are doing these businesses. Now, I'm in Georgia. Let's see who else we got in here. Let's read these off. So we got Georgia, Snellville. Stephanie's in the Midwest. Oh, Chuck,
Because
Southeast
you said
Georgia,
the city, but
West
that
Palm
is
Beach. No, it's good. No, the region works. This I can figure out from here. So you got a lot of people in this particular Zoom that are in the Southeast and the Midwest. And according to the numbers, that's just about right. Large percentage of people in the South, because I think there are friendlier people in the South. There's also just bigger states. That helps too. But as you think about it, here's a question I get. I had it earlier today, so I said, let me put this into context for our conversation, because often when people are invited into a business like ours, they ask the question, is this a pyramid? Has anybody ever been asked the question, is this a pyramid?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, what I understand, I used to get offended when people say, is this a pyramid? But what I came to understand is most people would not know a pyramid if they were standing next to it in Egypt. But let me ask you a question. Is there anything structurally wrong with the shape of a pyramid? No. Geometrically, it is the perfect figure. It's the strongest structure known to man. These are the pyramids of Egypt. They stood since antiquity. And is there anybody ever noticed that the back of a dollar bill has a pyramid right here?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Right here on US currency, under the words, in God we trust. And every structure, this is the thing that most people never process. All of us are in pyramids every single day of our lives where there's more than two people. I mean, think of any organization that you're part of that has more than two people in it, it's going to have this structure. And that's because it's solid. It distributes load evenly so that nobody has too much to do. Like if you think about it, um, your family's a pyramid, yes?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it started with your great grandparents, then your grandparents, then your parents, then you and your siblings, then your grandchildren and your nieces, nephews. And do you know eventually it's going to be grandchildren and generations below that?
Yep.
But it started with two. How about the church? Is the church a pyramid?
Yep.
Of course there is. You got pastor, assistant pastor, deacon board, ushers, workers, and volunteers. And then you got all the members in the congregation. Structurally, it's the same. Yes?
Yeah.
Oh, let's take it closer to home. Corporate America. Anybody got a job in corporate America?
Mm-hmm.
I do. Here's what I learned the day that I got to work. The CEO, there's only one CEO. And does he make more money than the presidents?
Oh, yep.
And does he make more money than the vice presidents?
Yep.
Upper management, middle management, and all the W-2, all the hardworking employees. Now, here's a secret. Most of us get taught to join someone else's business in order for our value to be recognized with money. But here's what they say, Chuck. They say start at the bottom and work your way to the top.
Mm-hmm.
They say come in at an entry-level position. Just get on the payroll and do good work, and eventually you'll work your way up. I worked my way up to middle management, and I ran into this thing called a glass ceiling. Anybody ever been hired as far as they're gonna go in that other person's company?
Mm-hmm.
But Chuck and I, we had a conversation with one millionaire. You know what he said?
What he said?
Rather than start at the bottom of somebody else's pyramid, why not start at the top and build your own?
Mm-hmm.
That just made common sense. But you know what I heard, Sandra? Common sense ain't common no more. Because I had to do personal investigation. Y'all want to see something personal?
Mhm.
At the time that I was building this presentation, I worked for Microsoft. Anybody ever heard of Microsoft?
Mm-hmm.
Heard of Microsoft? You're on a computer. The CEO of Microsoft is a young man named Satya Nadella. Did y'all know that?
Nope.
No, I know most people still think it's Bill Gates. Bill Gates has been running his foundation as his main job for like 15 years. But Satya is the CEO of Microsoft. And last year, Satya made $54.9 million. $54.9 million. Now, in Microsoft, there are 1,417 corporate vice president, and it employs 221,000 people in full-time positions. Like all of these people make millions of dollars a year. But I was supposed to start at the bottom and work my way up to middle management. Makes sense? So in MWR, here's the blessing. You get to be the CEO of your business. You get to be the blueprint. You get to set the hours, set the game plan, and build out the asset. And by comparison, here's the thing that I want people to understand, if nothing else, and I'm done with this for now. The definition of leverage. It's a situation where everyone has the same amount to gain. See, the honest reality of corporate America is you're only worth what you make them.
Mm.
Does that make sense? And someone else determines that worth ahead of time. And if ever your cost exceeds your value, you got to go. Make sense? And what do I call that? So again, what's the definition? A situation where everyone has the same amount to gain. Because here's our goal in Make Wealth Real. The person that invited you to this presentation, to this phone call, they have a goal. We have a mission to make wealth real together, to help people understand there is a money game being played, and we have to be the ones to spread the word. But we get paid in an amazing way for spreading the word that no one else will teach. Because you got to think about this. I try not to be a conspiracy theorist, Chuck. I really do. I try. But let me ask you a question. Do you think a government-sponsored education system that has its sole source of revenue, the taxes of taxpayers, is going to teach us how to pay less in taxes?
Mm-mm.
Do you think that a banking system that gets paid for loaning money that it borrows from us is going to teach us how to make more money by being our own bank instead of their bank?
Nope.
The only way that the people that we know, the people that look like us, the people that we love will learn about private banking, will be able to learn about land banking and investing in precious metals if each one teaches one, and we get together and spread the word and teach the process for people to go from darkness to light. That's what education is, by the way. It's not a set of books or a curriculum. It's going from the darkness to the light, that it is possible to get wealthy. It's just the system that they put us into is not designed to produce wealth. It's designed to produce workers. All right. I'm going to pause for a second for questions. I'm going to tee up quick start and then we out. Oh, but before I start, any announcements, Ms. Harden? You want me to cover first part of quick start so people know what to do today?
Yep. We're going first part of quick start, getting business self-funded, getting your money back, and getting self-funded as quickly as possible.
Okay. All right. So let me launch into this and say ahead of time, what I just trained was about your mindset. Meaning it doesn't matter how efficient the MWR quick start system is if you're still shackled to the belief system that was keeping us bound. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
But once you get free, understand this business says success loves speed, and we want to get you off to a quick start. So when you get started in this business, put this in your notes. Our goal, you get 4 sets of experts in MWR. There's one set of experts that help you keep more of your money in your house. That's the ones that work on your taxes, your credit, your debt, all of those things. Everybody got it? That's one set of experts. That's included in the membership. Second set of experts helps you multiply your money by giving you better investment strategies than just putting it in checking, savings, and some money in that 401k. By the way, one of the worst investment products in the history of man in the U.S. economic system. Talk about that another day. Every time I find out more, I get more angry. Another day, we'll talk about it. A trust to be able to protect it, but you also get a set of experts to help you make money. And I'm honored. It's one of I don't think y'all know how excited I get to put another person in position to get paid and promoted from the time they get started in business. Because I want y'all to think about this. What other job have you ever gone to where the day that you walked in the door, they said, hey, welcome. I want to get you paid and promoted today or tomorrow if you let me. How's that work, Rick? We got a 6-step quick start system. There are 6 steps. I'm going to go through the first 3 today and leave the 3rd step as your homework. Is that all right?
Yep.
So when you get started in the business, by the way, you'll get an MWR success portal. It gives you access to all of our training documents, our recordings. It's where you upload the documents so that our experts can go to work on your behalf. But for today, I just want you to have in your mind how the money works and how we're going to work with you to get to the money. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So first step, just understand 6 steps to success. Step 1 is unlocking the money. Step 2, identifying your prospects. Step 3, sorting and sharing with speed. Step 4, collecting a decision. Step 5, the fast start interview. And step 6, compounding your success. Take a screenshot, take a screenshot, take a screenshot. Step 1, everybody say step 1.
Step 1.
Step 1, unlocking the money. Matter of fact, I want to change this section, Chuck. We should start calling it unleash the money. Give us free. Here's what we want to do. Simple process when we get started in this business is we want to get you off to a fast start your first week by sharing it with everybody and identifying 3 people that want to do it. Does that make sense? Like I already understand, since it says that 97% of Americans are going to die broke and depending on family, friends, and the federal government. Yes.
Yep.
So I know not everybody gonna do it, but I just need 3. So for the sake of this conversation, we share the video, we share an introduction to a presentation, and 3 people decide to get started in business. Matter of fact, instead of it being the 3 people right here, let's say the 3 people that I see first on my screen. That's Chuck, Pia, and Stephanie. All 3 of them decide to get started with us in business, and then we add 1 outside customer. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now, when you do this in your first week or your first 30 days, they give you up to 30 days to do it. The company pays you a bonus. You get paid $150, $50 per person every time someone new decides they want to go to your website and make wealth real as a part of the movement. Does that make sense? You also
Mm-hmm.
get paid $50 per customer. So even the person that decides they don't want to do the business, they just want the membership to have the experts help them with their credit and their taxes and their investments, you get paid $50 for that. And then another $150 for doing it in a hurry. Like the biggest problem most people have with getting money is they think too long and act too slow. Success loves speed. So you get another $150. That's $350 in bonuses. And your investment was $249. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So now you are $101 in the black. Am I right? But beyond that, you've also earned our first promotion as 1-star executive director. Congratulations. You now earn $5 a day, daily, guaranteed residual income. And I think too many people are comfortable with seeing other people get residual, but not comfortable with the idea that they can have it. But $150 a month covers the cost of your membership, right?
Yep.
So now you have a profitable business that's paid you back your initial investment and is now paying for itself going forward. Yes? But
Yes.
those 3 people didn't get started in business to get started in business with you. The 3 of them have to duplicate the process. That's how we grow this movement. But you teach 3 people in your second week to find 3, or you keep going until you find 12. It doesn't matter how they get there, but just grow that team to 12 in your second week. And that's just as easy as 3 people partnering with Chuck, 3 people with Pia, 3 people with me. That's 9. That's a total of 12 people in your business. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Now with 12, you got some flex power because they pay you another $450 bonus. And your residual income is now increased to $600 a month, and you're entitled to earn up to $300 per week every time your team of 12, at least half of them, have somebody get started somewhere. Powerful, yes?
Yes.
But now here's my goal. Chuck, can I be selfish for a minute?
Yes, indeed.
I love bragging about being able to put a comma in your life and make it stick. When we grow that team of 12 to 36 members, that puts you at our 3-star executive director position. Only 36 people. That's 3 to get 3 to get 3. $900 in momentum bonuses, $600 weekly team growth bonuses, and now you're making $50 a day. That's $1,500 a month. Now, I don't have to ask if it'll retire you. $1,500 won't retire nobody. But would it help?
Mm-hmm.
Would an extra $1,500 slamming into the account, whether you are awake or asleep, help you? And then from there, it's just rinse and repeat because you earn $30 to $150 every time somebody new comes into an organization at this point where you might not even know them. And now if you do the math, the money that we've not unlocked, we have unleashed every income stream MWR has to offer because week 1, you made $350. Plus got the $5 a day. Week 2, you made another $450. And weeks 3 and 4, that's another $1,500 in daily guaranteed residual. That's $2,300 in bonuses and $1,500 a month. Let me back up. Let me make sure I said that. $2,300 up front and $1,500 a month, month after month, year after year for the life of a customer. Again, residual income isn't new. Leverage isn't new. It just has not been offered to most of us. Therefore, we're suspicious of it when we get a chance to get it. Does that make sense? Like
Mm-hmm.
residual exists all over the place. Like in the music industry, what they call residual?
Royalties.
That's royalties. Meaning Prince's catalog still makes money today. He been gone. But every time doves cry, his estate gets paid. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
In books, it's
Publishing,
publishing, and then in movies, it's
syndication.
all of those are places where somebody's done something really well one time and they get paid for it over and over and over and over again. I can sing, I can rap, I can dance, but I don't know how to get paid like they do doing that. But I do know how to get paid and to teach people how to get paid doing it with what we do. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And now keep in mind, that's just the new money we've created. Don't forget that the membership also, by people plugging into the strategies, getting their tax reduction, average person getting $800 raise on their job, $143 lower per month in bills, debt elimination, another $607. And just the fact of raising your credit score, for most people, that saves another $498 when they get to go renegotiate those rates. So the average member's bringing in $2,000 plus from the membership, and then adding the other money on top so that they now have two streams of income. So the second job, this is the last thing I'm going to cut, last part of the last thing I'm going to cover today, is just identifying your prospects. For the sake of this evening, this is what I want you to do. Identify your prospects, because in this business, prospects are the lifeblood of the business. Now, what's a prospect, Richard? It's somebody that's in a position to make a move. Does that make sense? Who's in a position to make a move? Everybody. So step one, if you go to the training center in the library for MWR, there's a document called the first round draft picks, meaning every team, every organization, every championship had some players and they went to recruit. And who did they want? They wanted the best players in the first round. Does that make sense? So go through your phone and write down on the paper. I don't want you to call the people. I want you to take their number out your phone, write it on the paper, and share it with the person that you're working with so that y'all develop a category system for the people that you know that are the most money motivated. Look, check this note. The people that are positive but unhappy with their current lifestyle. What did I say?
Positive.
Positive. If you call them and it sounds like Eeyore, that's not who you're looking for. Oh, y'all don't know who Eeyore is. Did I age myself? You know, on Winnie the Pooh. Hello, Pooh. Oh, sorry. Okay. Positive but unhappy. But most important, they like to work. And then find the people that be mad at you if you got wealthy and you ain't tell them how you did it. You knew you were getting ready to make a move. Let me move with you. Make sure to put that on the list and then check off on the slides from the document who they are and work together with your sponsor and the expert that's working with them to share the information on your behalf. Notice that I said, work with your sponsor and the person working with them to share the information on your behalf, because this is a team sport. The person that brought you here, notice they didn't do what I just did. They sent a video. They invited you to a personal presentation, might have invited you to something in their home, because put this in your notes. When you start the journey for Make Wealth Real, the people that are in your current life won't believe you. It's just how it is. You borrowed $20 from them last week. You might not have, I'm just saying. But if we use the power of team and edification, now we're in a position to have someone else share the information, and the information can be judged as the information, not for the person that was their frat brother that was dancing with his shirt off and a lampshade at the keg party. That makes sense? Last part. That's your homework. So the assignment for today is just to identify. I want you to open up the floodgates of possibility in your mind and think of the people in your lives and the categories where they exist. Like if you took a list and described everything that you are, it'll help you think of people that are like you. And who am I looking for? Somebody just like you. It might not be that person, but if I look at myself, I'm Richard Harden. I'm a father and now a grandfather. That's still mind-blowing. All right. I went to Douglas High School in Atlanta. I went to Duke University. I worked at IBM, Microsoft, and Salesforce. I'm a Toastmaster, so I know a lot of people that like to speak to people publicly and practice their leadership skills. And I'm a speaker. And I love going to the gym. And our empty nester hobby was urban soul line dancing. Now that's 10 categories of things that are me. Does that make sense? That means there are
Mhm.
10 places where a person could enter my life, and I'll have some of the people that I dance with that I don't know them and they don't know me, and we cool. They dance on that side. Nah, I'm playing. I like everybody. But take the 10 people that you know from the gym. You might not know their names, but start writing down the attributes that you're looking for so that when we get together to plan your grand opening, what did I say?
Grand opening.
Grand opening on your journey to make wealth real. We'll set up an in-home, very intimate setting for the people that you normally invite to the house. And we'll have a private Zoom for you and your guests so that they can see it and hear your story and be a part of the journey. With that said, oh, we are at 8:20. It means that it's almost time for Papa to facilitate bedtime. What does that mean?
Let go.
It's time. No, it's time for them to go to bed. Do you have to go to sleep? Nope. You just got to close your mouth and your eyes. If I hear something, no.
Ain't gonna do nothing.
Ain't gonna do nothing. I'm gonna come back and say, close your eyes and your mouth. Then be right back. All right. So with that said, that's my training for tonight. Mr. Harden, any questions? Guess any questions about anything that I covered tonight?
Do have announcements on our VIP code. We have 3 more days to maximize the VIP code.
Ooh, tell us about what the VIP code means.
The VIP code is for anyone that wants to get started, that sees this as a viable opportunity. MWR allows the person that you're speaking with to bless you with a VIP code, meaning instead of paying $249 to get started, you will only pay $149 and get the same benefit as the people paying the $249.
We have 3
So
days left.
you only have 3 days, and don't wait till the last day, because if the system crashes, I don't think they're going to be doing it like last time where they say, okay, we'll give you another day or two. Just go ahead and get the blessing now. Okay, get the blessing now, because it's too hard to make those calls and pull favors to get something pushed through, right? Get back with the person that put you on here. Let them know, like, I see it. I want to do it. Well, let us bless you, right? Especially since you came to training. You guys, this is the key. Learning this, learning what my brother just went through so eloquently and laying out the mindset that we need is key in being successful in what we do. Because I'm telling you, you're going to grow 3 ways in this company. You're going to grow mentally just from things that you heard today. You're going to grow financially by letting those financial experts help get you financially fit, getting your taxes right, getting your credit right. And then you're going to grow with your increase in income because you get to make money by helping people. Can't be a better place. But the VIP code goes away on the 20th. So go ahead and take advantage of it. Get back with the person, get them started. Let's go ahead and get you rocking and rolling, because guess what? If you get started today, guess what? They're going to give you a VIP code too to bless somebody else. You can bless somebody tomorrow. And my mentor told me a blessing ain't a blessing unless you can give it away.
It is.
This is one of the things we giving away these. I'm throwing these things out like I'm playing spades. I had the big joker. Oh, y'all know how I do. I slap that thing down. Y'all done seen me do it. So yeah, you get your own big joker. If you get started today, you can bless somebody tomorrow. And think about this. It ain't just about you. Who got a cousin that needs some help? Who got a sister that needs a little help? Who got a family member that need to take advantage of the VIP code? Don't just wait for the last minute so you can do it. Get started so you can help them do it. And tomorrow we blessed because I know for sure Javon Rowland gonna be doing a presentation at 9 p.m. So that means you can invite people back at 9 p.m. and let Javon explain to them, this is what we do. Does anybody else have a presentation tomorrow? I know Javon at 9. I know some going down. Anybody else?
I got Wealthy Wednesday. I'm Wednesday.
Wednesday? Awesome. I think Angela's doing yours on Wednesday.
Me and Angela tag teaming.
Okay, there you go. Partner up.
We got one Thursday at 7.
And we got one Thursday at 7. So just so you know, you bless you tonight. Tomorrow we have a 9 p.m. with Javon Rowland, 2-star executive director. Wednesday with Rick and Angela coming back on Wednesday. And then Thursday, Chandra is going down at 7 p.m. and I'm doing one at 8 p.m.
All right.
It's
So we
going
locked.
down.
Locked and loaded for the week.
Locked and loaded for the week. Let's pile them up, pile them in. Let's just
Load the
put
base.
our head down and run and see what pop up.
Sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Excellent, excellent training.
Thank you so much for that training,
I
bro.
know.
Awesome.
Richard, did you record it? Can we get the recording?
Yep, I'll put it out on YouTube later this evening.
All right.
All right, you guys, let's go ahead and make this thing happen. Peace up.
Bye.
A-Town.